Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Lucille Souiri, and I'm in charge of sustainability for Hydro Building System. Hydro Building System is part of Hydro Group, so we are specialized in aluminium from A to Z. And Hydro Building System is really at the end of the value chain of the aluminium, working for the building and construction sector and providing to the market aluminium system. Today I will be speaking about Tecnal, which is one of our main brands in the UK. What is important, and my presentation will be mainly about that, it's decarbonization at the sector stage. So how we, as a sector, as a building and construction sector, we can drive decarbonization. So first, let's talk about our brand and what we are providing the market with. So we offer sustainable aluminum system, meeting all different kind of architectural needs. From windows, doors, facade, sliding system, to gate, balustrade, sun shading. We work on different type of building, so we can offer a solution for all different kind of building, from small housing to huge skyscraper over the world. And what is important for us as a market is to understand what are the needs and what are the challenges that we are facing in terms of decarbonization. So today, our market represents 39% of energy-related CO2 emission, coming both from the embodied carbon, so the carbon which is in the product that we put in buildings, and from the operational carbon, so the energy that we need to operate a building. Today, or since decades, we are focusing a lot on operational carbon and not enough on embodied carbon. So we, as a system house, need to work mainly on material, on operation, to be able to provide the market with decarbonized products or with the lowest carbon footprint possible. Building performance is still being one of the most important things that we need to deal with, but working not only on product level, but also on building level. Second big fact about our market today, the building and construction sector, it's 1/3 of the generated waste in Europe. Among this 1/3, 75% of the waste are still left unused, landfilled, or used for energy recovery. Among the 25% which undergo recycling, most of the time the materials are downcycled. For instance, for aluminium, because I know aluminium by heart, there is multiple different types of aluminium, grade of aluminium, and the grade which is used for building and construction will be reused for other purpose or with downgraded grade. So for us, it's really important to work on these two topics, embodied carbon, operational carbon, but also making sure that we can effectively recycle all materials that there is in building today. Another fact about our sector is that 75% of the buildings which are existing today will still be existing in 2050. So what we need to do is to continue working, of course, but we really need to renovate those buildings, to work on the renovation and to make sure that old, inefficient or energy-intensive buildings are reused in terms of material, working on circular deconstruction, to be able to rebuild from them efficient buildings and efficient systems. So for us, at Tecnal, those two facts are the way we can lead decarbonization in the building and construction sector. When speaking about embodied carbon, because it's one of my biggest focus, it's one of the biggest focus of our product of Tecnal, we have started in 2018 with the biggest carbon footprint from our product, because in aluminium windows, doors and facades, the biggest material in terms of waste is aluminium, is aluminium. So we have started by focusing on the aluminium that we put in our product. We have started using HydroCircal, which is an aluminium with 81% of end-of-life recycled content, and so with a really low carbon footprint compared to the average. Today, on average, the aluminium which is used in Europe has a carbon footprint of around 10 kg of CO2 equivalent per kg, which is a lot. I'm speaking about the aluminium which is used in Europe because we are still importing too much aluminium from outside of Europe. When you compare it to the carbon footprint of one aluminium HydroCircal 75R, which is made of 81% of end-of-life recycled content, you are going down to only 1.86 kg of CO2 equivalent per kg. So it means 5 times less, at least. We also have another type of aluminium, which is called HydroCircal 100R, made of 100% of end-of-life recycled content. And for this one, you only have 0.4 kg of CO2 equivalent per kg of aluminium, 20 times less than the average used in Europe. So it means that for our products, we have started with aluminium, working on recyclability and recycled content of our products. But aluminium is not enough. Our windows are made with a lot of different components. If I'm taking all the range that we have and all the products that we are providing the market with, we have more than 350 different types of material. So what we have been doing is focusing on each type of material to decrease even more the carbon footprint. And what we have realized is that, of course, you can switch from one material to another, but each time, the one with the lowest carbon footprint are recycled material. So starting with aluminium, the most important one for us. Then working also on other type of components, like the polyamide, which are the thermal break strip that you put in between aluminium profile in order to create the thermal insulation, which is the second biggest material in our product. And if you look at polyamide strip, you've got the same issues than with aluminium. So the primary material has a really high carbon footprint. If you recycled it, you can lose 4 times less, you can go down to at least 4 times less with recycled content. And so we are looking at each and single step of our product, each and single component of our product, to be able to decrease even more the carbon footprint. Right now, we are working on gaskets, which are made of rubber, EPDM, but also on fittings and hardware. Most of our hardware are made with cast aluminum, for instance, steel, stainless steel, and the carbon footprint of this product is still really high. And what we do is that we work with our suppliers to decarbonize even more what they provide us with. What is important to note here is that working with One-Click LCA on this topic is really easy and help us to be able to find the right alternative, to find the right recycled content that we need to input, the right materials that we need to put in our product. So to be able to choose from different type of materials that we can put into our product, what are the most important one, because it's not because you have 10 kg of something, any material in your product, that it's the one with the biggest carbon footprint. And now that we have found solution for all of our products with the aluminium, it's really important to go down for every single step and every single component. So today, 1 square meter of our facade, double glazed facade, is about 76 kg of CO2 equivalent per square meter. If you compare it to the average in the market, it's 156. So what we have been working on, it's of course on material, also on process optimization, the process that we put to fabricate the product, so the coating, for instance, the extrusion process for the aluminum profile. But what is also important, it's to think as well about product optimization, decreasing the amount of each material in our product. And with One-Click LCA, we have developed a tool enabling us and our customers to be able to generate directly from their customer software, which is called Tech Design, to generate lifecycle assessment and EPDs for each and single product that we are providing them with. Like that, they can compare 2 different designs. Architects can offer information about a facade, and we can select 3, 4, 5 different designs so that they can choose the right design for their need, but also comparing the carbon footprint of each design in order to make sure that they are choosing the options with the less embodied carbon and with a better performance. So product optimization on our side, of course, but we also need to work on project optimization, building project, facade project. I think it's key now and that you know what I think about that, but for us, for Teknal and for me, I really think that circular renovation is the future of our market, of the building and construction market. So what we have done is that we have implemented a fully closed loop in our sector for aluminum building system. So when we are working on renovation projects with our customers, we are able to take back the material. So the old facades, the old windows, the old door. And what we have been working in, it's not only to reuse and to recycle the aluminum, but it's also of working on each and single different materials that we are using with our own suppliers. So now we are able with our customers to take back the old facade, to bring it to sorting plan, and to be able to recycle it to the last stage of our facade. So aluminum, now we are working on the polyamide, and we are also investigating the possibility with our suppliers for the EPDM. So meaning that everything in our product needs to be recycled. We are also working with some partners for the glazing, for instance, which is as much important as all other material in facade. Not only we are working on reusing the material, but what we realize is that the most material are being reused at the end of life of a project, of the building, for instance, the more you give this material value. And so the more it will be recycled. And it's what we see for polyamide, for instance, but we are pretty convinced that it's what we can do with each and single material that we put into our product. So now I will speak about not only embodied carbon, not only circularity, but also the operation of value of using our kind of system. So our system, of course, are highly performance. So it means that we are really working on the thermal performance, acoustic performances, and so on, helping to decrease the operational carbon of the building. What is important as well is that we are focusing on long-lasting product with low maintenance. So making sure that the product can be in use for 40, 50, 60 years without losing any performances. And since few years now, 2 years, we have launched a tool which is called Genius ID, which enable our customers to put QR code in the profile, so inside the window, for instance, for people to scan the QR code and to be able to see all the information about the product. Which material, carbon footprint, but also the maintenance information and the spare part information, so that we are sure that if, for instance, the handle is not working properly, they don't have to reuse or to change the whole system. They can just change the handle, which is really important. Traceability is really key. What we can see is that circular building, often people, and I think it was on the welcome speech or on the CEO speech, is that people say that sustainability or sustainable material or sustainable building cost a lot. Yes and not. Because it can bring a lot of value to the building. Working on carbon reduction, working on energy efficiency of building, we can reach the ITES Green Building Rating Scheme, for instance. But we can also see a lot of opportunities for building investors and building developers. They can access to green financing by using sustainable products, by reducing the operational carbon of their assets. They can optimize the operational performances and optimize the operational costs of their assets. They can work on enhancing the existing asset, but also they can combine environmental impact with economical performance for their companies. What we can see from the studies that we have done and from the studies that we have read a lot about what are the economical benefits of sustainability and circularity is that today a building which is sustainable with high performance has a rental income of about plus 5%, an occupancy rate of plus 4%, property value goes up to from 16 to 25%, depending on the renovation type, and the operation costs are reduced. Which brings me to my conclusion. To me, as a sector, as a market and construction sector, we need to look in 4 different directions and to go in that direction if we want to drive decarbonization. Go from mining to urban mining, reusing the material which are there in our city, from tradition to innovation when we are building the city of tomorrow, from old building to efficient building, and finally, from blueprint to digitalization. Digitalization is key for each stage of our project, for each stage of the building. One-click LCA being one of a great tool which is existing today to help us to drive decarbonization. But to me, those 4 pillars are central for the future of our market. Thank you.